Okay, so I'm showing you guys my general process for doing my little monsterlings. So right now I like look at pieces of paper and the shapes that are on them, and I try to create something that will fit within the negatives, like kind of abstract shapes on the piece of watercolor paper already. Mostly because I'm cheap, but also it's like a really good exercise in um, making different shapes and forms and stuff because you're fitting within a constraint that is already there. It's a mental exercise, and I get to just like spew out dumb shapes that don't really need to make any sense. So I did my sketch. You saw that I did another sketch and wasn't really happy with that. And then now I'm just painting. So I use watercolors, and I go in mostly with like washes at first. I do the outline and then I do color washes. And here I am adding some details that are pretty fun. And then, yeah, it's really just like a kind of back and forth process of doing washes that you let dry. So pause for drying. And now I'm going in with white to kind of pop things back out. And then I'll be going over those again later to kind of just give everything like a lot of depth. It's an enjoyable way to work for me. So more color washes, more noodling. Just generally fun times. I do generally try to do my like really, really high bold colors first and then like leave them and let the white kind of come through the paper if I can. So here I am adding some more washes and shading and depth in general. The colors aren't quite right on this camera. It looks a lot more saturated than it is in real life. But you'll see that in the photo at the end. So I paused and got myself an ice cream cone. I also had to wait for it to dry so I could go over with this white pen that I'm quite partial to. It does kind of a very similar effect to the gouache, but the white is a bit more pure. Gouache can kind of gray out really easily. Here I'm adding details that I didn't do in my sketch. I had Googled a drawing of a chicken eyeball, just kind of getting the shapes and forms that are around it and really kind of getting some depth now as opposed to just color washes and gradients and stuff. God, I made this really fast. Well, I mean, like, the video is, like, really fast. So here I am cutting it out with an exacto blade. Would not recommend doing that on damp paper. It's kind of dangerous. So, but I was impatient and it just felt like making this video. So, yeah, there he is, cut out. Here I am deciding I wanted to give him an arm. And I was like, arm. And then it was too dark. So, new arm. I decided that other arm was too close to the body, so I give a little bit of a wash underneath it to kind of pop that forward. Going in with a pen to really kind of get the details with a nice dark black that is not watercolor. These contrasting materials can be pretty interesting with each other. Gluing his arm on, boom, done. I gave him gonads too because I thought it was funny. So here I am showing you my materials that I use. I use two different pencils, pretty basic. Those are mostly just for the lay-in and the sketch of watercolor paper. I'm looking for my color erase. I can't find it right now. But yeah, just was a little chicken shark. These are my praying watercolors. They're really shitty and probably from like the 70s or 80s, but they're super, super saturated, and I like the colors that are on them. Sorry, my desk is at an angle. It happens a lot, the sliding. So I'm like, I try to use these hyper-saturated praying colors because even though they're cheap, they're just cool colors, and I use them in the really, the areas that I really want to pop. This is my other watercolor set that I use a lot. It's from Blick. It's like $6. They twirl and they like connect to each other, so they're pretty portable. I like how they're arranged in palettes. I like the colors on them. I don't know. It's just like a pretty cool set. Found my color erase pencil, and that is the white gel pen that I'm very partial to, Jelly Roll 08. Some kind of Japanese jelly roller. It's just great. So yeah, this is the general process I use for every monsterling. I just like find negative shapes on the pieces of watercolor paper that I have, and then I do a drawing, and then I just go for it, paint the monster, and have fun rendering it. So, hope you liked the video. Yeah, more to come. I might put him in a background at some point and do another video on that. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.